Obama in South Africa for Mandela Memorial Service. Johannesburg, AP President Barack Obama arrived in South Africa on Tuesday for a day of remembrance and celebrations for his personal hero Nelson Mandela, the anti-apartheid icon who died last week at age 95. Obama's motorcade put up to a rain-soaked stadium in Johannesburg about an hour into the ceremony, where world leaders and Mandela's grandchildren were liaising. The former South African president. Mourners erupted into massive cheers as they first spotted Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama on television screens. Joining Obama on the 16-hour trip aboard Air Force One were former President George Washington Bush and his wife Rona and former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton, former President Bill Clinton, and Jimmy Carter were also scheduled to attend the memorial service, but traveled to South Africa separately. The Obamas, the Bush, and Mrs. Clinton departed the front steps of the presidential plane together, a rare grouping of a current, former, and possibly future president. Obama will be among the speakers at Tuesday's memorial, joining tens of thousands of South Africans and thousands of dignitaries at the outdoor stadium in Johannesburg. A joyous crowd was filling the stadium early Tuesday morning, despite the rainy conditions. White House aides said Obama began crafting his 20-minute remarks for a memorial after Mandela passing last week. The president was expected to discuss Mandela's impact on his own life, as well as his transformation from prisoner to a president. He obviously is cemented in our memory as an icon, but he was an extraordinary political leader and extraordinary leader of a movement to bring about change, said Ben Loholtz, Obama's deputy national security advisor. Obama's own political rise has drawn comparison to Mandela. Each has the distinction of being his nation's first black president, and each was awarded to the Nobel Peace Prize. But people close to Obama said the U.S. president is well aware that his own experience pales in comparison to Mandela's 27 years in prison fighting against a repressive government. They brutally enforced laws, they ensuring racial discrimination. By the time Obama became president, Mandela has retired from public life, but they didn't have one in-person meeting. A hastily arranged 2005 encounter while Mandela was visiting Washington. The South African leader had been encouraged to meet a young black U.S. senator who was a rising star in American politics and invited Obama to visit him at his hotel. In a single photo From the meeting shows the two men smiling and shaking hands, with Obama standing and Mandela sitting, his legs stretched out in front of him. The photo hangs in Obama's personal office at the White House, as well as in Mandela's office in Johannesburg. Julie Andrew meets NBC's live Sound of Music. Burbank, California, AP. More than 80 million television viewers watched Carrie Underwood perform the role of Maria last week in NBC's The Sound of Music Live. But Julie Andrews was among them. Andrews, who starred in 1965 Oscar-winning film adaptation of the Rodgers and Hammerstein classic, explained, "Alas, I didn't see it. I had a speaking engagement and I couldn't, but my kids did record it. I will get around it." She attended the U.S. premieres Monday night of Saving Mr. Banks, which depicts the battle between P.L. Travers, author of the Mary Phillips novels, and Walt Disney, who worked for decades to persuade the writer that the Philippines tales would make a fine film. Saving Mr. Banks picks up the story in 1961 when the London-based Trevor finally agreed to a 2-week visit to Los Angeles to meet Disney and his creative team. Before seeing over the film rights, Trevor wanted to see Disney's treatment of her source material, and quickly proved a brutal critic and a difficult collaborator. Sharing his decision about the film adaptation, including casting. In Banks, Travers, played by Emma Thompson, goes on a tirade about the hiring of Dick Van Dyke. On the arrival line, Van Dyke revealed additional Travers tidbits that isn't in the movies. Well, she wasn't thrilled with Julie either. He said she wanted to dumping little Mary Phillips. She didn't want a pretty girl, so she didn't like either or one of us. The Disney travel battle was concluded before Andrew was deep into production. "I had heard rumors, no doubt about it," the actress said, adding that she and Travers became friendly and later wrote letters to each other. "She is a tough lady," Andrew said, but there was a kind of sadness underneath all that toughness too. Disney ultimately won his battle with Travers, whose notes on the film was largely ignored. Mary Poppins would become the most profitable film of 1965 and is widely considered the crowning artistic achievement of Disney's lifetime. But Travers still wasn't happy with it, said Van Dyke. "Walt told me when the premiere was over she met him in the lobby and said, 'The animation has to go, Walt.' And Walt said, 'the boat sailed, Mary,'" recalled Van Dyke. Saving Mr. Banks opened in limited release in U.S. this week. Justin Bieber brings chill in typhoon hits Philippines. Tacloban, Philippines AFP pop megastar Justin Bieber hugged sent to dance to plays with young survivors of the Philippines' deadliest typhoon Tuesday, bringing cheer to the disaster zone amid an international relief effort. People flew unannounced to the central city of Tacloban just over a month after it was devastated by a super typhoon Haiyan and sent Christmas carols to children at a heavily damaged local school amid tight security. He sent holy nights for the children, said Kate Donovan, a spokeswoman for the United Nations Children's Fund (UNICEF), one of three aid agencies expected to benefit from people's charity work. During the performance, a boy hopped on the improvised stage and danced to 19-year-old Canadian superstar lead, an AFP reporter saw. Bieber also played basketball at an improvised sandlot court with some of young boys, later hugging some of them and posing for photos. Most touching trip of my life, the singer said on Twitter, also describing the performance as the last stop and the most important one of his global Believe tour. I saw the devastation firsthand today. They need our help, he added. Prior to visiting the Philippines, Bieber had posted a message on fundraising website Proviso.com urging his billions of fans to donate the victims to the typhoon, the strangest to ever hit land. UNICEF is very pleased that Justin Bieber wanted to visit Tacloban and stopped by the city's Central Elementary School, which has suffered a great deal of structural damage. UNICEF emergency coordinator Angela Kearney said, Justin brought a lot of joy, hope, and cheer to the hundreds of children who were there, she added. The money that would be raised would give child survivors access to education, vaccination, clean water, and sanitation, she said. Haiyan cut across the central Philippines on November 8th, destroying scores of communities along its path. Tsunamis like storm surge it triggered also swallow up many coastal areas and will blamed for majority of the nearly 6,000 deaths. More than 1,700 others remain missing and about 4 million has been displaced. In his message on Puzzle, Bieber, one of the most followed persons on Twitter, and best known for hits songs such as Baby, Boyfriend, and Beauty and the Beat, said those donating to his cause could win a chance to personally see him record music next year. In the wake of Typhoon Haiyan, its victims in the Philippines need our help, and they need it now. The singer said it in his appeal. Many other international celebrities has also lent their voice to the massive rehabilitation effort, including Grammy Award-winning singer Alika Keys, who visited victim airlift to Vanilla 2 weeks ago. Britain's first gay marriage to take place from March 29th. London AFP, the first gay marriage in England and Wales can be held from March 29 next year. Britain's Equality Minister Marianne Miller announced on Tuesday. Miller said marriage, which officially became legal for gay couples in July, should be open to everyone, irrespective of whether they fall in love with someone of the same sex or opposite sex. I know that many couples up and down the country will be hugely excited that they can now plan for their big day and demonstrate their love and commitment to each other by getting married, she said. The government had warned in July that it would take several months to implement the new law because of its impact on the pension system and other issues. Civil partnerships for same-sex couples have been legal in Britain since 2005, giving them identical rights and responsibility to straight couples in a civil marriage, but companions point to differences such as gay couples' inability to have religious wedding ceremony or to call their partnership a marriage. Prime Minister David Cameron pushed through the gay marriage law despite fierce opposition within his Conservative Party. The new law bans the established Church of England and Wales, which are opposite to gay marriage, from conducting ceremony. Other religious institutions will be able to opt in if they wish. Scotland and Northern Ireland have their own laws on the matter. Members of the Scottish Parliament passed an initial vote on gay marriage in November, but Northern Irish lawmakers are deeply divided on the issue. Same-sex couples who are married under foreign law currently treated as civil partners in Britain will be recognized as married couples from March, Miller said. Gay marriage can take place at some British consulates and military bases abroad from June. Gay marriage is legal in 14 other nations around the world, as well as part of several other countries, including 16 U.S. states. Pink gives husband some credit for some success. New York AP, while she's excited her bride Just Give Me a Reason is nominated for a Song of the Year Grammy. Pink says she believes her husband deserves some credit for its success. The track, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 chart for 3 weeks, is about holding on to a troubled relationship. It means everything because it's a conversation between lovers fighting the good fight, and that's been our life, Pink said in an interview Tuesday, standing next to her motorcycle racer husband. Carrie Hart, our family is everything to us. The 34-year-old often details their rocky relationship in her music. At the end of the day, I crawled out to his lap and complained. So if someone wanted to award me for that, they should give him the award, she said. Pink was in great spirits Tuesday in New York City, where Billboard named the pop star its Woman of the Year. "It's been a long road," she said. "It's been a roller coaster, and I'm on board for the rise and the falls of it all." Pink's successful years includes a pop-grossing international tour and awards, and MTV Video Music Award among them. The Truth About Love, her sixth album released last year, has sold 1.8 billion units. Just Give Me a Reason, which has sold 4 million tracks and featured Nate Russell of Fun, is also nominated for Best Pop Door Groups Performance and the January 26th Grammy Awards. Pink, who has won 4 Grammys, said being up for the coveted Song of the Year is unreal. "That's a new thing for me," she said. "It's a pinch me moment. I'm afraid to cross the streets." Her hits will battle anthems from Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, Lorde, and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, but at a Billboard event, camaraderie was key. Pink congratulated R&B singer Junior Maron, who was honored as Music Rising Star, while sister duo Tegan and Sarah and the Scottish band Travis performed. Debbie Harry, Kimberly Perry of the band Perry, Andy Cohen, Matt Roger, and Marilyn Fiona attended the event. Pink's The Truth About Love tour wrapped January 31 in Las Vegas. Thai PM rejects protester demands to step down. Bangkok AFP. Thai Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra on Tuesday refused demands by anti-government protesters that she resign before upcoming election, urging them to abandon their self-styled People's Revolution. Bangkok has been shaken by more than a month of mass opposition rallies aimed at ousting Yingluck and riding the kingdoms of the influence of her older brother, deposed former leader Thaksin. In a sharp draw from the lofty 140,000 people who attended protests Monday, police said some 7,650 protesters gathered in the capital Tuesday afternoon, calling for the elected government to step down. The demonstrators are a loosely allied group united by their animosity towards Taksin, a billionaire tycoon turned politician who was overthrown in a military coup 7 years ago, but it is widely thought to control the government fund abroad. Yingluck, who called an yearly election on Monday to try calm the political turmoil, said her cabinet was legally bound to act as an interim government until the polls are held. I would like to protest to stop and to use the electoral system to choose who will become the next government, she told reporters after a cabinet meeting early Tuesday. A visibly emotional Yingluck, who said she was not discussed with party colleagues whether she would run in the February 2nd election, reacted angrily to protesters calls let her family be removed from Thailand. I have retreated as far as I can. Give me some fairness, she said. Rally leader South Thailand Soban has rejected election and voted to set up a parallel government that would suspend the democratic system in Thailand and withdraw its constitution. The firebrand former deputy prime minister, who faced and arrested warrants for insurrection over the protest, issued a The firebrand former deputy prime minister, who faced an arrest warrant for insurrection over the protest, issued a 24-hour ultimatum last Monday calling on Yingluck and his colleagues to resign from the caretaker government. When the ultimatum expired at 10:30 p.m. 15:30 GMT, if there has been no clear signal that Yingluck will resign, we will intensify the protest, he said Tuesday evening. As soon as the interim government hands its resignation to the king, we will all go home, he added. Taksin is loathed by many in the lowest elite and the Bangkok middle class, but loved among the working classes and those in his rural northeastern heartland. His overthrow in 2006 by generals loyal to the king ushered in years of political turmoil and rival street protests by the loyalist yellow shirts and the Taksin supporters known as the red shirts. Pro-Taksin parties has won every election in more than a decade, but all governments linked to the divisive former premier since 2006 has been cut short by military or judicial intervention without serving a full term. Observers have raised fears that if another Taksin-elite government is forcibly removed, it could trigger a fresh round of violence. Yingluck's ruling Pheu Thai party is widely expected to win the upcoming vote, bolstered by Taksin's enduring popularity. The opposition Democratic Party, whose MPs resigned on messy Sunday because they could not achieve anything in Parliament, has not won an elected majority in about 2 decades. Democratic Party officials said Monday they had not yet decided whether to take part in the upcoming election.